Having all of these together is so musty. Hi, I'm Joanna and I buy weird things off the internet. And some of those weird things include the diaries of strangers. Ooh. I will go on eBay and buy a total stranger's diary from the past and read it and make a video about it. I've gotten a lot of questions about the process of buying a stranger's diary, and I thought I would make a video answering the most common questions about buying a stranger's diary. So here we go. The most common question I get is, what do you search for? How do you find a stranger's diary? I've bought all my stranger's diaries off of eBay. You can also buy them on Etsy. I haven't done that yet. Some people find them at thrift stores. The people selling the diaries on eBay get them from estate sales. If you're really committed to buying old stuff from dead people, you can go to an estate sale and just go wild. Typically, if you're just searching for like diary, what it's gonna show you are brand new, unused diaries. So the way you get a used diary is on eBay. I will search for handwritten diary or vintage diary, antique diary. You can search for specific years, things like that will usually get you some results. There are people who know all the intricate tips and tricks of eBay. I'm not one of them. Question I get is, will you give the diary back to the family? And the short answer is yes, of course. I have given diaries back to the family members of the person who wrote them. People have contacted me, confirmed their identity, and I've sent them the diaries happily, and I'm happy to do it. But here's the thing. Typically, it is the family who got rid of the diary. Typically, when someone dies, that person's family members are the ones who have to deal with all their belongings. A lot of times, especially if it's an older person who has died, a lot of their belongings will go to an estate sale. And that is typically where the eBay sellers pick up these diaries. Family member of the dead person has sold their belongings at an estate sale. The diary will be among those belongings. Somebody buys it at the estate sale, sells it on eBay to me. Why do you smell the diaries? Oh, it's so musty. Oh my God, very musty. Oh, it's so musty. Yeah, it's, I don't know why I smell them. I think part of it, old paper tends to smell extremely musty. These certainly do, my God. Smelling them one time sort of makes sense. Smelling them multiple times makes no sense, and I know that. I think I'm just impressed with how musty it can smell. I think it just really hits home for me how old these things are when I smell how musty they are. It's another way you can tell that these aren't fake, because it would be hard to fake the mustiness. You know what? I'm just a very sensual person, and I like all of my 5 senses to be, I don't know, that's not true. I think I'm just a very smell-focused person. And when I smell a smell, it just like lights up my brain and makes me feel something. You know what? I smell these musty pages just to feel something. Ugh. I've actually gotten some comments with tips on how to get rid of the mustiness, and I'm curious to try them. So the first tip from Susan: put diary in Ziploc bag in freezer for a few days. That will kill the musty mold smell. Thank you, Susan. I'm gonna try that. Okay, so this diary is from 1946. It's musty. We're gonna put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer for a couple of days. I'll check on that in a couple of days and see if it's any less musty. Okay, it's been 2 days. Let's check on our frozen diary. Ooh. All right. It's very cold. Ooh, it's cold. You know what? It doesn't smell musty. It works. This isn't musty at all. I barely recognize it. The freezer trick really works. I don't know if freezing old stuff is bad for it in terms of deteriorating it, but it does get rid of the smell. I'm impressed. This worked. Now I can smell it all I want. It just smells like old paper. Yeah. Then we have the opposite. You can put musty books in the microwave for some seconds and it will smell better. Kisses from Brazil. Thank you, Carolina. Kisses back to Brazil. I'm gonna try that. This diary is from 1979. Smells pretty musty. We're gonna try putting in the microwave for a few seconds and see what that does. This diary seems highly flammable, so putting it in the microwave seems like maybe a bad idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, don't try this at home, but I'm gonna try. Please don't judge my microwave. Okay, let's do like 2 seconds. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Ugh. It does smell less musty. Let's do it for 2 more seconds. It still smells musty, but it does smell less musty. Interesting. Shouldn't you be wearing gloves when you handle antique documents? Yeah, probably. Yeah. How much does a diary cost? I feel like my videos have made the price of diaries go up, unfortunately. The cheapest antique diaries are around $40. They can obviously get much more expensive. Do people sell fake diaries? Yes. I've seen listings for diaries that appear fake. It has to be a current diary. It's hard to fake a really old diary. It wouldn't be worth the $40 to make a forgery this good. So typically if you're buying an old diary, you don't have to worry about it being fake. But if you're buying a new diary, yes, I've seen ones that look like they're fake. And a good way to spot a fake is if this diary is the only thing this eBay seller is selling. You just want to look for reputable sellers. People have reached out to me being like, hey, I think you should buy this diary. And they clearly just wrote it and put it on eBay. Reputable eBay sellers will typically have a bunch of things for sale, and you can see the little rating or whatever. If this is someone on eBay who's only selling one thing and it's a diary from recently, it's probably fake. I feel bad for people trying to sell fake diaries on eBay because it is not lucrative. It's not worth your time. You're basically writing a novel and selling it for $40. The time and the brain power and the creativity that it would require to write a fake diary is not worth $40. It just isn't. I think your creativity is worth more than that. I think it would be interesting to read a fake diary because it still came from somebody's mind. It would be interesting to follow their thought process of what someone's diary should be, or what they think would seem interesting. So you know what? I might buy a fake diary sometime just to throw these people a bone, just because I'm curious to see what they came up with. A lot of the comments I get on these diary videos are either, now I want to start writing a diary, or now I will never write a diary. And there's a lot of people who ask, should I start writing a diary? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know why you're asking me. I think writing a diary can help you understand your feelings. Because sometimes a feeling, when it's floating around in your head, is undefined, and then you're forced to define it when you write it down. You want to understand yourself better? I think a diary can really help. And you don't even have to go back and read it. And yeah, if you don't want me to read your diary on the internet, you should burn it. I'm just kidding. I just want everyone to be happy. I'm going to link to all my Stranger's Diary videos. If you haven't seen them, you should check them out. You know what? If you have any other questions about Stranger's Diaries or anything, just ask. Bye! Typically, I heard about this really cool trend that all the teens are doing, and it's subscribing to this channel, and it's also following me on Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to be cool, you can do that. Look, please like and subscribe. Please, my channel, it's very sick. Could you like and subscribe? And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter.